Today I'm going to teach you about something that's going to help you with the long tail with your new customers that you have in your funnel. And we're going to really get into it. So it's going to be short and sweet, but I'm going to teach you something that's going to be, like I said in my first video of this 3-video series, that this is probably the most important part. This is where the real cash comes in, and it's where the real depth with your customer comes in. So if you have not watched the first of this series, make sure that you watch the first video where I teach you about funnels. I teach you about the 3 things that you could sell, the 3 main things you could sell, and how you can get 90 days of ClickFunnels for free, plus their training. And you can go to the link in my pinned comment and get that link if you didn't get it the first time around. Now, if you've already joined and you're like in day 1, 2, or 3 of the challenge that they're doing, you've probably seen some of this. You're going to come up to it though. They're going to tell you later. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of it. And I'm going to share my screen again. The first video I shared my screen. I showed you my exact live stats, everything behind the curtain, because I'm not hiding any of this from you. I want to share this with you so you can see it, so you can know what's possible for yourself. So when you get the ClickFunnels account, again, you get this for 90 days for free. It's one of the best software I've ever used. One of the things you can do all this stuff here, like there's all kinds of apps and stuff you can download. But one of the things you can do is this automations. So automations is like your Zapier, or those are integrations too. Actually, there's integrations you can do, but the automations are, what's that follow-up funnel? That's a phrase you'll hear, this follow-up funnel. And what it means is, it doesn't necessarily mean another landing page. What it's actually referring to is that you get to, when you have these emails from everybody, because we talked about that in the first video, you have these emails, even from people who didn't necessarily buy from you, or maybe even you have there are types of funnels that are not meant to be paid. They're meant to just have that lead magnet and collect emails. So what do you do with those emails? Well, I'll show you. So there's a few that I have here, but what I'll show you here is when people get my book, look at how many of those I have. When people get my book, they go through a workflow. And if people don't get my book, they go through a workflow. So I'll show you both of them. So for this one, I'm going to click here, and it's going to load for a second here. And this is ClickFunnels 2.0. Use my link so you can go get started with them. I get an affiliate payment when you sign up using my link. So this part, they teach you how to do this. So I'm not going to teach you how to do every step of this. It's not really what this is. It's more so to show you what it does, like the power of it. So I did all of this on my own. Like I said, my arlansrevenueplaybook.com is not the most beautiful funnel in the world, but it gets the job done. More than 1,100 people have signed up in less than a month. So it works. We have ordered the book in some form, and even 3,600 people or something have signed up to my email list from just a month of this. So cool. So what happens is, and this one is actually a newer one, so it doesn't have everybody listed. I started this maybe halfway through, maybe 10 days ago. So what it does is you give it like a trigger. In my case, a successful purchase of the book, right? And I just learned all of this stuff from watching their video tutorials and going through the process that I'm sending you to. They teach you all this stuff. So my trigger is somebody successfully purchases. They either get the paperback or they get the ebook. The next thing I do is I delay. So you can always, right here, you push the plus sign. And when you push the plus sign, it gives you all these options. And one thing is you can say, I want to delay for however long. And another one is I want to add an email, or I want to pause, or I want to do something, or I want to do a split test where some people go here, some people go there. So here I have delayed. This is where you get an audiobook and an ebook for everybody on a certain trigger. And then I have another delay for another day. So then that happens almost immediately, 3 minutes. Then I have another delay, and it's for a day. So you wait for a day. Again, this is new. I added this one to the top, so you'll see actually more people lower. But anyway, I added, and this one is an unlisted video. So this is what I typed to let me know what this is. Okay. So the subject of it comes to people and it says, this video isn't public. So a day after you get the book, you get this email from me. And in the email, I say, let's see what I say. I say, hey, it's a picture of me because I put this here. I put the YouTube video. This actually is an unlisted video. I say, thank you for ordering my book. It's really great. You should receive an email, da 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 da. Check your this, da da. Then watch your video. If you feel like what you've tried in the past is just not working anymore. And I'm not selling anything. I'm not telling them to buy anything. I'm just saying, watch this video. Okay. And this video talks about my different programs. And I decided to test having that earlier in the funnel because I'm doing something right now that is kind of like time sensitive. But you can have this 20 days from now or whatever, right? Then I have another delay, the next one, why you need to make more money, where I send people to another YouTube video. I'm not selling anything. I just send you to a video. Then I do a delay for 2 days because I'm like, I don't want to give them the next day, but you could do that. How to work with me every day. This is where I talk about Arlan's All Access, and I send people and I say, go sign up for a call with someone who is a current member of Arlan's All Access. And a lot of people do that. Then you say 2 days, here's Giselle's story, because I just talked about Giselle on another video, who is this like incredible case study in Arlan's All Access. And it's just, hey, I want you to be exposed to the information that I have. And it goes on and on and on. I can keep doing this. Okay. Why consultants need YouTube, and I'm going, right? And you just keep going. So there's some things that are just delayed. So people, depending on when they came in, they're gonna be delayed, and then they're gonna have that trigger. So what this means for you, why this is so important and so powerful, is that it's not about necessarily, like, even though if you do a digital product, you may be paid an extra $20 a day, 50, 100, or even more per day, which is absolutely amazing. But think about over a 1, 2, 3, 6-month period. If you had these delays, like every couple of days or every 3 days or every week, you could actually just create a nurture sequence, a newsletter, whatever you want, and you can have every single person who gets the thing from you, you can have them get more information from you. Sometimes you can sell to them, sometimes you don't. But think about that trust built over time, and that time with you. You can direct them to a YouTube video, direct them to your membership. So what I'm doing there is I'm playing a long game. And I'm saying over time, over several weeks, I'm seeing, and I started to see it. People will see enough of it to understand, okay, I have the book. I started reading the book. I got the book. Now I'm also seeing this video that has to do with it. I also put emails that have to do with particular chapters, right? So someone who may have just put the book down and never looked at it, they pick it back up. You do that over time, and you have this constant stream of people coming in. Some people are going to be on that first day. Some people will be on day 60. And you just make this nurture sequence. Now, what happens to people who do not purchase? You can have a cart abandonment, meaning the people would have to give you their email address, because there is that part where they give you the email address, they click through and they say, yeah, I want to see the next thing. Then they decide for some reason, I just don't want to get the book, or I don't want to get the lead magnet, or I don't want to get the workshop. There are 3 times as many people who did that as who purchased something. So that's, in my case, thousands of people who are now able to go through here. And again, this is a newer one, so it doesn't have everyone. But this is where you can see where I added a delay for 3 hours, and then I split test. And I say in those 3 hours, some people, and you'll see 693 people said, let me go back and get that book. And they did. So I did the split test, which is conditional. And it says if somebody went back and purchased something, we end this here because they're going to get picked up in that other workflow, right? But if they didn't after 3 hours, what are we going to do? We're going to send them an email that says, hey, don't forget your book. And I say in the book, right? And some people buy it. Some people do that. But even if they don't, I'm going to do this again. Okay, maybe they did it in that time. Maybe that was enough to get, on their radar. So you can see the revenue versus the ones that went here. If they did it, I have another opportunity to talk to them. Hey, just so you know, your book is free. You just pay for shipping, right? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Okay, and then they go there, or you got me. Okay, I'm ready. Delay again. Now I'm going to get away from the book. Well, actually, this is not getting away from the book. This is where I say, look, if that didn't convince you, does it convince you that I didn't take a $200,000 book deal to do this book so I could get it out to you sooner? And then you have people there, and that whether they buy or not, they're seeing you, right? Then another one. Here's Arlan's All Access. Some people will act, and this won't show the revenue of people who actually join because it's not attached to ClickFunnels. But some people are like, at this point, they're like, let me go look at that. Even though I'm not going to get this $5 book, I do want to go over here and look at this other thing. Because at this whole time, every single time, and some people do, they could unsubscribe. But if they're not unsubscribing, there's still a chance for them to say, yeah, how many of those do you have? I have like hundreds, hundreds of times where, like in my inbox, where people are writing to me and it's been 6 months and I haven't purchased anything from them. But I'm in their mix, and I open some of their emails, and I look at some of their videos, and I click through, and some of them I just turn into a customer. Then this is one, even though you didn't get the book, I'm going to let you know that, hey, your customers are on YouTube. Watch this really informative video. So I'm nurturing them too, right? And I can continue to add to that. So that's why it's very, very powerful to do this nurture sequence. And again, if you want to join, if you want to get 90 days of ClickFunnels for free, or I would say as part of the package, pay only $100. Normally, ClickFunnels is $97 a month or $297, I believe, depending on which one you get. You get it for free, or for $100, you get 90 days plus full training. And when I say training, I mean full training, step by step by step, for 10 days and beyond, plus some bonuses. Plus, if you use my link, I didn't have a chance to tell you this in the first video, but if you use my link and you send me an email at arlanhamilton@gmail.com, and I can compare your name to your email, and you say, hey, I joined with your link, I will let you into List Builder Pro for free for lifetime, so that you can also have these other ways to build your email list. Because I don't know if you know this, but it's industry standard that in most niches, you can make at least, or you should be making at least $1 per month per email that you have, meaning per email address. So in my case, you saw on the first video, I have like 3,600 new email addresses. That equals about $42,000 a year. So I have List Builder Pro, that is my program. It's worth about $500 or more. It's discounted on my order bump on my funnel at Arlan's Revenue Playbook, but you'll get it for free if you use my link. Just send me an email at arlanhamilton@gmail.com. Just let me know. I'll compare it to see that you did. And that's just a bonus for being part of it, for doing this through me. I get an affiliate payment when you use my link, so I just want to exchange that for you. So it's a nice bonus to have. In our next video, we're going to talk about getting traffic to your funnel. So you're going to be able to make the funnel. By the end of this 3-part series, you'll be able to know what to sell, how to make the funnel, how to launch it, and how to get people to it. And then ultimately, how to create customers for life.